Hello guys, in this video we shall learn about the poem Remembrance composed by William Shakespeare. Guys, first of all, introduction to the poet. Shakespeare is England's greatest poet and dramatist. As a young man, he moved from his native Stratford-on-Avon to London. There, he soon established himself as a playwright and poet, as well as an actor and shareholder in the Globe Theatre. He wrote over 30 plays. He also wrote narrative poems and over 150 sonnets, some of which are among the greatest sonnets in English. All in all, his work is exhibits in an unequaled power of expression and profound insight into human nature. Guys, this is the introduction to the poet now, and uh, and some more things about Shakespeare is like when Shakespeare returned from London to Stratford, his hometown. He was rich and successful, and he owned one of the biggest houses in the town. He died in 1616. Shakespeare's sonnets describe two love affairs, but we do not know who the lovers were, although there are many public documents concerned with his career as a writer and a businessman. Shakespeare has hidden his personal life from us. A 19th century poet, Matthew Arnold, addressed Shakespeare in a poem and wrote, "We ask and ask, thou smilest and all, and or still. There is not even a trustworthy portrait of the world's greatest dramatist." Now, guys, introduction to the poem. In this sonnet, Shakespeare tells of thoughts of past griefs and losses. This sonnet is addressed to a young man of rank whose identity has not been definitely established. Here, the poet pays him the handsome compliment that he has only to think of his friend and all his miseries and losses are forgotten. On this sonnet, A.L. Rouse comments the second line of this sonnet achieved a world-wide circulation in the literature of the 20th century. With its concern with the time, it was taken for an epigraph by Proust for the greatest of all modern novels. The mood of desperation with absence from his friend continues and brings back to Shakespeare the thought of earlier friends now dead. How much we should like to know who they were and all about them. Observe the alliteration running through second nature to a born poet. This sonnet is a typical English sonnet. This sonnet is a typical English sonnet. It is commonly called Remembrance. It may be studied as a model of the Shakespearean type. In the quatrains, the poet expresses grief over past misfortunes, the lack of many a thing he sought. Quatrain 1. Precious friends hid in death's deathless night, quatrain 2. Grieveness foregone, quatrain 3rd. But the climax of the thoughts in richness in the couplet weigh to the readers, and also the poet's delight, all losses all made by the mere remembrance of a living friend whom he loves. And this line and the lines are like this: if the while I think on the dear friend, all losses are restored and sorrows end. So guys, this is the introduction to the poet, introduction to the poem. Now full explanation from number line 1 to 8. When to the seasons of sweet silent thought I summon up remembrance of things past, I sigh the lack of many a thing I sought, and which old woes new veil my dear time's waste. Then can I drown an eye unused to flow, for precious friends hid in death's deathless night, and weep afresh love's long since cancelled woo, and mourn the expanse of May a vanished sight. So, guys, in these lines, the poet says that when in the silence he reflects on the past memories, he laments many things which he wished but could not get. This is a general lamentation. All our wishes are never fulfilled. We do not get all that we desire to get. When we think of such things, we are full of sorrow. In this way, old sorrows are renewed. Time, which does not spare anyone, destroys everything soon. All these things in this world became a prey to time's destructive power. Shakespeare says that although he is not used to shed tears, yet tears come to his eyes when he is thinking of his friends who have been untimely devoured by death. He weeps for things and friends lost in the past. The sighs and mourns for all his losses suffered in the past. So guys, this is the explanation from line number 1 to 8. Now line number 9 to 14. Then can I grieve at grievances foregone, and heavily from woo to woo tell over the sad account of four bemoaned mourn, which I knew pay as if not paid before. But if the while I think on thee, dear friend, our losses are restored and sorrows and. Guys, the poet says that in these lines that he bewails the loss of things and friends devoured by death in the past. Ere this thought his eyes are filled with tears. He had wept for them in the past. When he had lost them, their memory makes him weep afresh. The bereavement of old dead friends comes to him as if they have expired just now. With a heavy heart, he recounts his past losses. It appears to him as if he is paying a past debt not repaid before. The poet pays his friend the handsome compliment that the thought of his friend and all his miseries and losses are forgotten. The poet says that when in a mood of thoughts of past griefs and losses, the thought of his friend comes to him, all his losses are restored and all his sorrows are over. So, guys, this is the explanation, introduction, and summary to this beautiful poem, or actually beautiful sonnet, composed by world's greatest novelist, dramatist, poet William Shakespeare. Hope you will like it. Thank you.